So today we're going to learn more about electrical circuits. What do y'all know what is an electrical circuit? What have y'all learned about electrical circuits so far? Reese? Right. Yeah, so an electrical circuit is a pathway for electrical energy to go through. And for it to be a closed circuit, the electricity has to go completely around the circuit and make it back for whatever you're doing. So if you have a light bulb that's on a circuit, then the electricity has to go from the battery all the way around back to the battery for the light bulb to light up. Okay, so today we're going to label a diagram. Okay, one of the first things that I notice when I look at these is the wire. So this blank is pointing to the wire on both sides, so let's label them. Jake, what did you say wire was earlier? A conductor or an insulator? Right, so the wire is a conductor, but it is covered in an insulator sometimes. So what's our power source on these? Where does the power come from? The electrical energy come from? The battery. So let's go ahead and label the battery. We said our electrical energy comes from the battery, right? So let's trace where the electrical energy goes. Let's start with the closed circuit. So the electrical energy is coming from the battery, and it's moving along the wire because the wire is a conductor, right? The wire is able to let the energy flow because it's a conductor. So it's moving and moving. And is this, okay, let's stop at the switch real fast. Is the switch opened or closed? Closed. Or I meant, is the switch on or off is what I meant to say. On. Yeah, so the switch is on, which means it's letting the energy flow through. So let's write switch on. Okay, let's continue. Once you have written that, let's continue with our flow of energy. So since the switch is on, can the energy flow through? Yes or no? Yes. So we're going to make the energy keep going. Keep going. The next thing that it stops at is the light bulb. Is this energy going to make the light bulb light up? Yes. So let's write light on. And you can highlight in the light bulb with your yellow because it's on. Okay, so let's continue. And the energy is going to keep going, going, and going until it gets back to the battery. So we are going to make a circuit on the floor today. Okay. So our energy starts right here at our battery. So Lila, okay, you are going to send off our energy. So walk around the wire because the wire is conducting you. And then, here, go on the other side. You stop here. So is the switch on or off right now? Off. So our energy can't go anywhere else, can she? No. Okay, so if our switch is off and it's not connected, what is our light going to be? On or off? Off. So we can't really do anything here, can we? No. Okay, let's try to fix this to where we can do something. Lila, come back. You're going to be going back and forth for a while. I'm sorry. Okay. So we'll send off Lila again. Okay, now you, the switch, Joey, you need to be on. So y'all can't see this because it's on the floor, but there's a yardstick right here, and it was not connecting the wire. So Joey, our switch, now that he is on, you need to move it so that it connects the wire. And now then, Lila can walk across here, and then you can keep going. Okay, so Joey sent McKenna off to here. Come on. And then you stop here, and then Aubrey's gonna come back and make it back to the battery, which does what?
Turns it on.
Turns the light on. So now, Reese, the light. On your paper, there's a little prompt at the bottom that says, explain in detail what is the circuit and how does it work. You can use pictures, you can use words. You probably are going to need to use words at least for your labels, but I need you to teach me on your paper how a circuit works. Okay, I know some of you are still working, but I think we're gonna move on. You can go back and finish it in just a minute. Okay, so now you are going to have 20 minutes to make a tiny LED light up. Okay, so let's go through the materials that you will have. You have tape. Each of you gets, it's about 1 foot of tape. You will have 1 index card. You could use this to tape down your circuit or whatever you need it for, basically. You have 2 things of foil. You don't have to use everything. So if you use the foil, I would recommend using it as wire. You have 1 question pass. You get to ask me 1 question, and it can't be, how do I do this? It has to be as specific as the wire. You have a battery. Okay, y'all are gonna have to open the batteries, and they're kind of difficult to open, so if you need help, just let me know. But the batteries have a plus on one side and nothing on the other side. So make sure that you connect the plus side of the battery to the longer end of the wire on the light bulb. Did that make any sense?
Yes. Sure.
Okay, so there is a longer end and a shorter end of the wire at the bottom of the light bulb. So make sure that y'all don't learn about polarity for a long, long time, but make sure that the longer end is connected to the plus side of the battery, because otherwise it's not going to work.
We have to actually make it.
Remember, the wires on the bottom of the light will help you a lot. The longer end goes to plus. You need the battery as your power source. There is not a switch in this, so just act like it's connected without a switch here. And you can ask me 1 question using your question pass. Okay? I will give you, on the back of your paper, this section up here is labeled workspace. So you can plan right here. You can draw out whatever you think will work. You can either draw or you can write a hypothesis of I'm going to give you 5 minutes to plan starting now. So good job. This group, y'all took almost all of the amount of time, and yours has the simplest one. What did y'all do?
We had the battery, and then we just put the light up to the side of the lantern.
Yeah, so that's what I would have done. Here, I'll show you my... So I said which end to the positive side? The longer one. So you could have just gone like that and put a piece of tape around it and been done. So we already discussed how your flashlight works. So on the back side of your worksheet, below your workspace, it says question time. And your question is based on your knowledge of circuits. Why did your flashlight work or not work?